You're listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Sunday the 28th of September 2025. It is 6 days after the fall equinox. It is 84 days before the winter solstice. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 7th day of Vendémiaire, the day of the carotte, the carrot. The sun rises today at 6:50 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:46 p.m. The sun sets today at 6:42 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 7:09 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 7:41 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes, 40 seconds shorter than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing crescent phase and is 38% full at midday. The first quarter will arrive tomorrow. These are the predicted tides today for Horn's Hook. In the wee hours, high tide, 3:04 a.m., 1 meter 28. In the morning, low tide, 9:03 a.m., 34 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 3:19 p.m., 1 meter 43. At night, low tide, 9:43 p.m., 21 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, some of the most verdant gardens in the neighborhood are tended by Bengali families. They have a particular look. Densely packed with plants, they are mostly used to produce food. Containers of many kinds fill the front yards. One particularly ambitious garden is planted in rows of large industrial-sized plastic vats that once held mayonnaise. Someone must work in or own a restaurant. The beautiful vines of bitter melons trail along the tops of the chain-link fences. And amongst the vegetables, along the front, there are often large, lush marigolds and petunias. Hand-built arbors support further vines. Every bit of available space is put to use. The means are simple and practical, making the best use of humble materials. Think of the fresh produce these families enjoy through the growing season. Commemorations. By certain reckonings, on this day in 551 BCE, the great sage Confucius was born, in what is today Shandong Province in China. His philosophy envisioned an orderly society governed by filial piety and virtuous behavior. His teachings shaped the history of China and its neighbors for the next 2,500 years. On this day in 1836, Thomas Crapper was born. The English plumber and inventor founded Thomas Crapper and Company in London. Although he is often credited with inventing the flush toilet, that is something of an urban myth. Nevertheless, he was a prolific inventor of plumbing devices. One of these is the ball cock, that floating orb in the toilet tank that turns the water on and off to fill the cistern without overflowing. On this day in 1850, the U.S. Navy abolished flogging as a punishment. On this day in 1962, Canada launched its first satellite, the Alouette. It was designed and built in Canada and launched by NASA in the United States. Canada became the fourth nation to operate a satellite after the Soviet Union, the USA, and Great Britain. The Alouette, whose name means skylark, had a scientific mission to study the ionosphere. Although it is no longer in operation, it continues to orbit the Earth. Today is National Good Neighbor Day in the United States. The holiday was created in the early 1970s by Becky Matson of Lakeside, Montana. In 1978, President Jimmy Carter issued a proclamation declaring it a national observance. Listen to what he wrote in his proclamation. Quote, "As our nation struggles to build friendship among the peoples of this world, we are mindful that the noblest human concern is concern for others. Understanding, love, and respect build cohesive families and communities. The same bonds cement our nation and the nations of the world. For most of us, this sense of community is nurtured and expressed in our neighborhoods, where we give each other an opportunity to share and feel part of a larger family." Unquote. What a contrast to the bellicose and embittered society we live in today. There are events across the country to help people engage with their neighbors and build community and goodwill on this day. Happy National Good Neighbor Day to all. It is Teachers' Day in Taiwan. Annual celebrations for the birthday of Confucius will also take place. And that is the Observatory, Sunday the 28th of September, 2025.